Hi, my name is Andrew Finney with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Nevada Properties. Today we're going to talk about traditional FHA home loans in Las Vegas, Nevada. Things that we're going to cover are like, what is an FHA loan good for? What is the minimum credit score? What is the down payment? And what in the world are buyer closing costs? To chat with us more about that is going to be Josh Coomer with Man Mortgage. Josh, thank you for coming by the office today to share more great information about traditional FHA home loans. And I mean, what is it good for? I mean, right? Like this loan, what is it good for? Can you use it on single family homes, condos, townhomes? You know, what's the down payment amount, buyer closing costs? There's so many questions we get asked. You as a mortgage professional, myself as a real estate consultant.
Dude, those are all great questions. Andrew, thank you so much for having me down here today to talk about FHA loans. My name is Joshua Coomer with Man Mortgage, and again, we're here to talk about traditional FHA mortgages today. So, first misconception, touching on it again. Do you have to be a first-time home buyer to purchase an FHA home?
I don't know.
You do not.
You do not. Awesome.
Do you have to not own a home to use an FHA loan?
That's another great question.
No, you can own a home and still get an FHA mortgage. FHA is a great program that the government has put in place to allow you to purchase a home with a low down payment and still get a great interest rate. So on a traditional FHA mortgage, the minimum down payment requirement is only 3.5%.
So that 3.5%, that's the sales price of the home.
That is the sales price of the home. That is correct.
Okay, cool. So if we're talking about like a $200,000 home, you're the lender. Crunch the math for us.
$7,000 down payment.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes.
Right.
So on $200,000, you're looking at a $7,000 down payment. Interest rates, a nice low interest rate, an affordable mortgage insurance. You know, it's not out of whack like on some conventional loans with lower credit scores. What else are there? Property types. You touched on that. So a lot of people think you can only buy a single family home with a FHA mortgage. That is incorrect as well. You could purchase a single family home, a condo that is approved by FHA, townhomes, what other type of property? Fourplexes, up to 4 units you can purchase with an FHA. Live in one and rent out 3. I mean, there's so many, it's so diverse of a program. There's so many things that you can do. It's definitely worth looking into.
So a lot of flexibility there, right, Josh?
Yep.
And one of the things that I get asked about a lot too are like, okay, we covered that there's obviously going to be a down payment on the FHA home loan. Now, Josh, sometimes whenever I meet with families, they're like, okay, I get the down payment stuff, Andrew, but what are buyer closing costs?
That's a great question.
And I'll tell you from the real estate side, when we work together, I will always try to get and help you get as much of the buyer closing costs paid for by the seller. However, as you know, every property is different. Every person is different. Every negotiation is going to be different. And depending on the price of the home that you're looking at and depending on actually the market conditions themselves, how competitive the real estate market is, will depend on how successful we are in perhaps getting buyer closing costs or not getting buyer closing costs. So it's important to be able to plan for the worst and hope for the best. So Josh, for the purposes of planning for the worst, how much are buyer closing costs on just a rough percentage number?
Yeah, I mean, and we're using 200,000 seems to be a good. So a good rule of thumb when looking at closing costs, whether it's FHA or conventional or any other loan type, VA, USDA, a typical rule of thumb is to use a 3% of your sales price.
Okay.
That would be a good, safe number to use typically. And if you're buying in the $100,000 range, it might be a little bit more.
Okay.
But at $200,000 or more, it'll be 3% or less.
So using that example then, so we're looking at a home of $200,000 of value.
Correct.
We're using the traditional FHA home loan program.
Yes.
Right? And that's a 3.5% down loan.
300% down? Yes.
3.5% down loan. Yes. Woohoo! So thank God we got the lender here, right? So 3.5% down home loan on a $200,000 is $7,000.
That's correct.
With the buyer closing cost being 3% of the purchase price,
Which is another $6,000.
$6,000. So in worst case scenario, a family looking to use a traditional FHA home loan today, on and keep in mind off the $200,000 number, right, that we're using as a fictitious example, they would need $13,000 cash to close on that home.
Correct.
Is that right?
If we're not getting the seller to pay any closing costs,
Right.
they're paying 100% of all of their own closing costs. That is a very safe comment. Yes.
Very good. So we'll always give you an example of what it would cost worst case, and then whenever you meet with us, then we'll talk about how we can negotiate in your favor to get you the best possible deal in the market at this time. So Josh, for a family that's watching right now here in Las Vegas, what should they do to get started?
Well, absolutely. Actually, I want to touch on one more thing
Okay.
before I get to that. Is yes, $13,000 worst case scenario, and does this need to be of your own funds, or can you borrow, or can you get a gift for these funds?
That's an excellent point.
Right. So family members are allowed to gift you the money to purchase your home with no penalties on interest rates, costs, or anything else.
Okay,
so I just
good.
wanted to go ahead and point that out. So we got that.
Perfect. So a lot of useful information in this video. So if you want to go ahead and just give Josh a call and get the process going, that's one option. Now, Josh, go ahead and tell us how a family can get started right now.
Absolutely. There's a few different ways you could get in touch with me. You could always give me a call at my office. My cell phone, we're going to go ahead and put my cell phone number on there that you could go ahead and give me a call at any time. I'm very personable. I enjoy and I love what I do. So feel free to give me a call there at any time. Or you can always go to my website. You can apply online there. You can learn about my company and learn about who I am, different mortgage products out there, all that fun stuff. That website is www.joshcoomer.manmortgage.com. It's at the bottom of your screen here. And anything we could do to help, we're always here.
Good. Hey, Josh, I really appreciate you coming by and sharing your lending insights with us. A lot of families are going to find this very beneficial. And if you have found it beneficial and you like this real estate geekness with some lender goodness, please like and share. Enjoy an outstanding day.
Thanks for having me, Andrew.